Potter's Journal, June 2020. Okay, full-blown garden sculpture. What do you do with stuff like this after you make it? Well, today I'm going to talk about changing directions. I've made a series of simple garden pottery, the kind of thing that anybody might put in their own backyard, hopefully. And I'll show how I finish up this series, and yes, changing directions. The material we are working with, it is extruded clay pipe like they use for chimney flues or drainage. This is about 6 inches. How is the stuff made? Well, maybe you've seen one of these things in operation. But it would have to be way bigger than that. It is 2 stories high, like in the Fun Factory version. 2-story high extruder. And not just pretend, in real life. Okay, that's the product. I'm back to this and do a series and have a table filled up and go in a different size and scale than I have before. I never would have thought to go small. Okay, changing directions, I never would have thought to go small. This series is for the garden. Okay, here's what we do after the pipe has been extruded and dampened down with fabric so that it's pliable, that it could be completely sculpted or just simply carved like I'm doing here. Carving out the silhouettes of turtles, fish, some roses. I especially like the turtles and the fish because of the element of movement that's implied in both knowing what they do, I guess, and what's carved out. And this is, I guess, the 4th or 5th in a series of 3 videos. It's taken, okay, more than I thought to complete this series. And I presented in the first 2 parts more of the carving out part. Today, okay, we're going to move on to the finishing. The next part, after carving them out, the full design isn't just in there yet. I'll put the color on and then we'll carve through. And although this is a little bit like a series I did in the past, we're making a few changes in size and scale and the way we finish them. And they seem to have more movement in them than some of the, actually I saw some images of the very first pieces. So although it's just simple garden sculpture, it's slowly moving along, and I don't seems like I'm not selling these either. I do a small series and it seems like they're around forever, but eventually I look around and realize that there's only 1 or 2 of those left. 2 parts to the process of what gives these guys the form. And first I take down the edges, bevel them, and give some more form and shape and define the outline of the turtle, making sure that I know what a head is and what a foot is. And that is the bottom of the upper guy. And then we will shape, okay, the foot on this guy down here. And I try to work one at a time. So changing directions, yeah, when I got out of school, what happened? I had fired with gas and wood, and I found myself an electric kiln, so we had to adjust and adapt to that. And then at some point, after working in a production shop and making up to 100 pieces, over 100 pieces in a day, Pennsylvania stoneware blue and gray crock-like things, and even developing a line of my own. Okay, somewhere it became like bolting doors on the side of a car. And I visited a sculpture park, Storm King, in New York State, and said, wow, that's what I want to do. And found an old master in Pittsburgh, Jerry Kaplan, who was doing the pipe sculpture. Worked with him for 10 years. Okay, and when he was gone, the owner of the plant had befriended me and did the workshop after the old master was gone for another 10 years. It was when that came to an end. Okay, after... yes, my friend from the plant was gone. They tolerated us long after we'd worn out our welcome. But when that came to an end, okay, it was tough coming back to pottery again. But after over 3 years of that, okay, this was nice to look back on, but I can't wait to get back to working on the pots. Okay, and these guys are a little more complex. And in addition to, okay, this that I call garden art, I do also garden pottery, where I may just simply paint on the pipe to make bird baths and planters and make planters. And I term that, okay, garden pottery. And price-wise, okay, I price that at, yeah, like Mexican import prices. Imported pottery like you would find at a discount store. And one day somebody couldn't understand why there was such a big difference in price between that and this. And I just couldn't explain it, and in 3 different ways they either didn't get it or didn't want to get it. That, okay, you can pay 50 cents for a hot dog, or you can go somewhere and pay $12.99 for a hot dog. You can pay $1 for a hamburger somewhere, or you can pay $39.99 for one somewhere. And they would be quite a different thing. In the end, I, yeah, would have liked to said, well, if you can't see the difference, just get one that costs less. Obviously, you can see the difference. Another way I could have explained it was, okay, let's count it up. If it is $20 a fish and the small pieces $20. Let's count the fish here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, up to whatever it was. Okay, they're the same price if you add it up per fish. Okay, and you know, these are still a little wet yet to do the next step, but when I did these in the plant, sometimes there was no choice. Back to having the rug pulled out from under you, or changing directions, or having something forced on you. That sometimes by just going into this at a different, you know, when it's either wet or dry, it forces something into the technique, the clay, and the consistency of it. Okay, stop back next week and we will start on maybe talking and looking at the firing of them.